So do you also use LinkedIn lead gen forms to generate more leads for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to create Asana tasks for LinkedIn lead gen forms leads. So over here, I'm running a digital marketing agency and we use LinkedIn lead gen forms to generate more leads for our business. So now what I want is that as soon as a new lead is received from my LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically with the help of the same lead details, a new task should be created in my Asana for my sales team so that they can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we're going to create a connection between LinkedIn lead gen forms and Asana. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we're going to understand how to create Asana tasks for LinkedIn lead gen forms lead. So as you know that I run a digital marketing agency and we use LinkedIn lead gen forms to capture the potential client inquiries. So now what I want is I want to create a connection between LinkedIn lead gen forms and Asana in such a way that as soon as a new lead is received from my LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically with the help of the same details, a new task should be created in my Asana too with the details of my lead like name, company name, phone and email. So yes, in order to do this, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So as you can see that I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of hours free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as you're going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So over here, I'm going to click on access now to access my Pabbly Connects account. And as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create Asana tasks for LinkedIn lead gen forms. LinkedIn lead gen forms leads to Asana. And then we're going to click on create. And as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this, you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here, we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this, you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as LinkedIn lead gen forms because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in my LinkedIn lead gen forms, which is as soon as we receive a new lead from LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to look for LinkedIn lead gen forms, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically, trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here, what I want is that as soon as a new lead gen form response is captured, my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm going to select the same as my trigger event, and then we're going to click on connect. And as soon as we're going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your LinkedIn lead gen forms account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says connect with LinkedIn lead gen forms. So I'm going to click on this button right over here, and now it is asking me for the ID and password. So I've entered it, and now I'm going to click on sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on sign in, yes, you can see authorization successful. With this, we have successfully connected our LinkedIn lead gen forms account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me to select an account. So over here, I'm going to select my account. For that, I'm going to click on refresh fields right over here. And as you can see that I'm going to select the account which is Naveen Kohli. We are going to move forward. It is saying lead form. So I'm going to select a lead form right over here. I'm going to refresh this feed. And as you can see, this form which we are going to select, which is sample lead gen form. So I'm going to select this. And after selecting both of this, we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received this response. So you must be wondering that we haven't received the response of our lead right over here because LinkedIn lead gen form is a polling based application. So polling based application means that these application will check for new data in certain amount of time. They're not going to check for new data instantly. And over here in the case of LinkedIn lead gen form, it is saying this trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So what will happen is that as soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response submitted in my LinkedIn lead gen form. So what will happen is that before clicking on the save and send test request button, I have to do a test submission, which is I have to generate a dummy lead to capture the response for the same. And in order to generate that dummy lead, I'm going to open my LinkedIn lead gen forms account, and we're going to open our campaign and do a test submission. So as you can see that this is the campaign or the lead gen form which I am using in order to generate new leads for my business with the help of LinkedIn. So okay, I'm going to click on apply now right over here and fill in the dummy details and do a test submission and generate a test lead. So now as soon as we're going to click on apply now right over here, it is asking me for the email address and the phone number. You can see that it has already selected the first name, the last name and the company name. So you must be wondering why. Because I'm using a test LinkedIn lead gen forms account, that's why it has already selected these details as default. I can only enter email address and phone number on my own. So yes, if you're using a live LinkedIn lead gen forms account, you're going to receive the live details of your lead only. So let's suppose that for the email, I'm going to keep it as this, which is testlead@pabblytudes.com. And then for the phone number, let's suppose that I'm going to keep it as this, which is this. And after entering both of these details, I'm going to click on submit. And as soon as I'm going to click on submit, yes, you can see information sent to Pabbly. Thank you. So with this, we have successfully did the test submission. And now what has happened is that LinkedIn lead gen form has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response or not. So I'm going to open my workflow, and now we're going to click on the save and send test request button to capture another response which we submitted right now. And yes, you can see that now we have received the details of the lead which we submitted right now. You can see the same email which we entered, and over here you can see the same phone number which we entered. But you must notice that the last name, the first name is same right over here. Also the company name is same because those were the default responses. Okay, so now after receiving these details, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received from my LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically Pabbly is going to capture the details of the lead right over here. And now further, what I want is I want to create a task with the same details for my sales team so that they can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we're going to move into our action step. And now for my action application, I'm going to select it as Asana because I want to create a task in Asana, right? So that's why we're going to search for it and then we're going to select it. And now for the action event, we're going to select it as create a task. And once again, we're going to click on connect. And as I was going to do so, again, it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your Asana account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me again, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says connect with Asana. And as I was going to click on this button which says connect with Asana, yes, you can see authorization successful. So with this, we have successfully connected our Asana account with our Pabbly's workflow. So you must be wondering that the connection between Asana and LinkedIn is so easy, right? Because I've already logged in my applications previously. So it is always advised to log in your applications before starting with the automation. It makes the procedure easy. And now it is asking me for the workspace. So here for the workspace, I'm going to select it as pabblytudes.com. We're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the project ID. So I'm going to select the project as lead management. Over here, I want to create this task for this project. Okay, so that's why I've selected the same. You have to select your desired project ID right from here. And now it is asking me for the task name, nodes, due date, assignee, and many other details. So yes, we are going to enter these details. So for the task name, I want it to be contact and then the name of the lead. So over here, I'm going to enter contact right over here. But then we are not going to enter the name of the lead manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping, right? So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, where we selected LinkedIn lead gen forms as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here, I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the contact name, which is the lead name, right? So let's suppose that we're going to enter the lead name right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information. But if you're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for name in the previous response. And as you can see, the lead name right over here, which is Pabbly, which is the first name, and subscription billing management service, which is the last name. Let's suppose that we're going to map this from the previous response response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So as you can see that I mapped the first name, put a space, and then the last name. So yes, as we map the lead name, we're going to map the another details too. Okay, so it is asking for the notes right over here. So I want the notes to be something like this, which includes the lead details like the email, phone number, and another details. I'm going to show you how. Something like this, which is the email, phone, and company name. Okay, so I'm going to keep the notes as same. So for the email, I'm going to enter email right over here, and then we're going to map the email of our lead. So I'm going to look for email in the previous response, and as you can see, testlead@pablitudes.com. We're going to map it. Now we're going to enter the phone number. So I'm going to enter phone number right over here manually, and then we're going to enter the phone number. So I'm going to look for phone in the previous response, and as you can see, the same. So we're going to map it. Further, we are going to map the company name. So I'm going to enter company name right over here manually because I want this company name to be static over here, but not the name of the company which lead has entered. Okay, so I'm going to look for company name in the previous response, and as you can see, Magnet Brain. So we're going to map it. So now after entering this notes, we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for many another details. So if you wish, you can definitely add a due date and due on to, but I don't wish to add, so I'm going to leave it as blank. And now it is asking for the assignee. So let's suppose that I want to assign it to admin Pabli only. So I'm going to keep the same. We are going to move on forward and click on this button which says save and send test request. So as you can notice that I've left many of the fields blank because these were not the required details and I didn't wish to fill in. If you wanted to fill in these details, you can definitely enter those details. And as soon as you're going to click on save and send test request button right over here, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response that we have created a new task in our Asana with the same details received from our LinkedIn lead gen forms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Asana and check for the new task created. So I'm going to open my Asana account right from here and we're going to refresh this task page, and yes, you can see a new task has been created, which is contact Pabli subscription billing management service. Over here you can see the email, the phone number, and the company name. So yes, with this you can see that we have successfully added these details into an Asana as a task, and with this we have successfully completed our workflow. So now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected LinkedIn lead gen forms. For the trigger event, we selected new lead gen forms response, and then for the action application, we selected Asana, and then for the action event, we selected create a task because I wanted that as soon as a new response is received or a new lead is received from my LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically with the help of the same details, a new task should be created in my Asana too, so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the task we created during this video with the help of our workflow. So yes, not only this task, but now with every new lead, a task will get created automatically without any manual effort. This workflow is going to run in backend. And again, I'll just let you know that LinkedIn lead gen forms is a pooling based application. So it is going to take 10 minutes to run this workflow. Okay, if you wish to reduce or increase this time, you can go on this three dots and then set triggered time, and you can reduce or increase this right from here. I'm going to keep it as this only. And now this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabli Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabli.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabli.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.